So in this video, we're going to talk about how we take a percent and change it to a decimal. So the first thing we have to understand is kind of what the word percent means. So the word percent means per 100. So percent is saying per 100. So what that means is when you see 38%, we're talking about 38 out of 100. And so because of that, if we wanted to change this to a decimal, this is going to be the same as 38 divided by 100. So per often means division. And so 38% is the same as 38 divided by 100. And if you do that in your calculator, you would get 0.38. And so if we looked at a couple other examples, if I had 5%, and I wanted to change that to a decimal, again, I would do 5 divided by 100 because that percent means per 100. And so to do that, this would turn out to be 0.05. Now, there's a quicker way than actually dividing by 100 and punching it into your calculator. If you divide by 100, that's the same as moving a decimal point 2 places to the left. So dividing by 100 is the same as moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. So if you think about here at 38, there was a decimal point here and it moved 2 places to the left. That's how I got the 0.38. The 5%, there's a decimal point here. It moved 2 places to the left. But I needed to, right here, there wasn't a number. So that's why I put a 0. So that's how I got the 0.05. So you could divide by 100 or you could just move the decimal point. So most people tend to just move the decimal point because it's quicker. So let's do some examples. So rewrite the following as a decimal. So A, 6%. So again, I'm going to put my decimal point at the end of the number, right? So it's kind of weird. We usually don't write a decimal point at the end of the number, but you can. You can always put a decimal point at the end of the number. And now I'm going to move it back 2 slots. So this is going to become 0.06. So let's try another one. So what about 120%? So again, here's my decimal point. It's going to move 2 places. So this is going to be 1.20. And since I actually divided by 100, that's why I get rid of that percent sign. So I have a couple more here. So if I happen to have, say, 0.53%. So this already has a decimal point, right? It's right here, so it's got to move 2 spaces backwards. So I'm going to put this decimal point here, down here, and then I'm going to need 2 zeros for those 2 empty places I created, and then the 3. So writing something as a decimal is as easy as just moving that decimal point back 2 places from wherever it starts.